The Bears left tackle battle is one of the biggest things I'm watching heading into the new season. Right now, Braxton Jones has been the guy, the front runner, but there's a ton of guys in the mix for this. And selfishly, I'm pulling for Jedrick Wills. We have Ben Johnson on deck today. I want to see what he has to say about this, if he can give us any clarity on who's standing out in this battle, and or should we be worried about protection for Caleb Williams heading into this new season? Let's get into it.
Big week coming up here. Obviously, we'll take off tomorrow and head to Cincinnati for a joint practice there with those guys. We've been talking about it for a couple weeks now, it seems like, and how big that'll be just to assess where we're at as a team. Had a really good staff meeting yesterday with the player day off and just being able to see where we're at. And there's competition throughout this roster right now. Offense, defense, special teams, it's heating up, and I wish there was a little bit more clarity at this point, but there's not, and so I think that's going to make for a really good next 2 weeks as guys try to separate themselves and make it clear that they belong on the 53 or on the practice squad. So we talked about that a little bit this morning in the team meeting, but with that, I'll go ahead and open it up.
That was a good intro, just to kind of give us a little bit of insight on how he's thinking about things, and it already sounds like things are competitive, which is something you want to see for a team that does have a lot of pretty solid weapons across the board, so good start.
Timetable for Mononga.
He'll be week to week.
You guys,
That's common on guy. He's been a little banged up.
being hit by injury is pretty good here in the first couple of weeks.
There we go.
Where does that fit into your idea that practices need to be as intense and physical as possible? And as a coach, do you have to turn the dial a little bit?
We turn the dial every single day. We look at what we're doing, how we're doing it, and we always adjust. And that we're going to continue to do that. We have a method to what we're doing. Our guys believe in it. We believe in it. And I feel really good about the path that we're on.
Basic
Look at
question
any
and
of these
answer.
injuries, it's just kind of bad luck.
There are things that you can't control sometimes.
Yep.
And we saw Ozzie back on the field on Sunday. What's your understanding of kind of the timetable that he's under to get ready for full speed, full contact, full competition?
Yeah, he's another one. We've talked a lot about just having a plan in place, and the best thing for him, ramping him up, and obviously physically we feel really good about where he's at, or else we wouldn't have brought him off PUP. Now it's a race to see how quickly we can rebuild the confidence, and so it's gonna look different for him than it is anybody else, just in terms of how we continue to integrate him into drills, team drills. Things like that, but we felt like this is a good opportunity over the next course of training camp with the padded practices that we're going to have that gives him a chance to start building that confidence back up.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the tackles, Ozzie is one who's been out for a while. I wasn't really thinking about him too much. I'm curious who you all want to see start at left tackle, because there's Braxton Jones, there's Ozzie. I know Kieran McDodgy, probably butchering that. He's in the mix a little. I mentioned Jedrick Wills, but he's probably falling off some. Jedrick Wills, I always butcher that. And then even Theo Benedict, like, he's in the mix too. So there's a lot of viable guys here. And so I'm excited to see what they do.
Up again.
Ben, can you provide any more update on Kyler Gordon? We've pretty much gotten a non-update.
Yeah, there's nothing to add right now. Yep.
Have any interaction with him or see?
Yeah, I see him in the building. Yep.
You feel like he is progressing?
Yep. There's a plan, and he's working towards that plan.
What does he do right now?
He's rehabbing.
And I know when you guys do these joint practices, the coaching staffs try to plan together. What role, having Press and Zach obviously being brothers, has that played in you guys getting together with the Bengals or any of the planning going into this?
Yeah, Zach and I had really good conversations in the springtime. They're really organized over there, and so it was probably in May that he sent over what he wanted the practice to look like. Field diagrams and all that, and so it's really detailed. I know they put a lot of time into what we want this to look like. I think we're going to get, call it just under 2.5 hours of really good work, and so I'm excited about that. Press has certainly helped out just in regards to, he knows a lot of those guys on that staff. There's a lot of coordination going on between the coordinators. HT's been talking with Darren Simmons, and we've got Press talking to Al Golden and all that, and so a lot going into it. But I think we're on the same page with what we want this to look like, what we want to get out of it, and I think both sides are going to come away pretty pleased with the work we get in.
Have you determined what you're going to do with your starters?
No. I think I said last time, it depends on what the joint practice looks like for the team. And there's a certain number of reps we're trying to hit, and we'll see where we're at after the joint practice.
Ben Johnson's a little short today, a little testy, my guy, a little testy. I think he's just tired of these injury questions, and because it's always the same, BS. And then also, when it comes down to who's going to start, he's given the same answer 10,000 times. We'll see how this joint practice goes. So fair enough.
As far as the competition, are you still mostly looking for consistency or anything else that you want to have your eyes on?
Are you saying
Just determining who's, left tackle, whoever, just with starting spots.
There you
are you talking one position, or are you talking about as a team right now?
go. One position.
Well, let's just say one position with left tackle.
Left tackle? Yeah, we're gonna make a couple changes there. You'll see it today. Braxton will be back. He'll take the reps with the ones. We're gonna move Theo over to the left side, get him some reps with the twos there.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, the competition remains wide open, and we'll continue to play that one out.
Okay, that was. Let's see if the reporters ask more about this.
You as part of that competition right now, or he's not working on his own?
He's got his own timeline right now.
What about swing tackle? Theo's gotten most of the reps at the right side for twos. Does that mean nobody else is in the swing tackle competition?
No, we got to see those other two guys at right tackle now. So give them a chance.
I like that he's not setting himself up to only be looking at one guy. Braxton Jones is the guy who I think should start most likely, but he's had some injuries happen, and so kind of like, not just like Ozzy because he has way more experience, but similar story here where it's just like, hey, how consistent can he be? How comfortable can he be? All I know is they really need to solidify this ASAP because that consistency at the offensive line is so important. You need to know what it's like to work with each other in the trenches. It's just so big. So hopefully they can figure that out soon.
As you've been dealing with that last year and this year, how has it helped? Like in what specific ways has it helped you with that instability to have Joe Tooney right next to it?
At left tackle?
Left
Joe
guard.
Tooney at left guard, yeah, next to the rotating left tackles.
Yeah, I think Joe would like some clarity on who he can build a rapport with. It's been a little bit of a revolving door, so he's a pro's pro and he's willing to do everything, but you want 5 guys playing as one, so we'll go as long as we need to figure out who those 5 are, but at the same time, the sooner we can make that decision, the sooner they can gel as a unit as well. You saw it last year. It took us through the bye week before we really started clicking a little bit as an offensive line and the run game coming alive the way we wanted it to. So, I think he's doing a great job right now. The communication's a huge piece of it. With Garrett at center, I don't have a whole lot of concern from the communication piece, and yet, the sooner we can be on the same page without even saying anything, the better off we're going to be.
That's Joe's
And I'm not surprised Ben Johnson's thinking about it in the complete right way.
input at all, like try to get insight from him on who he is working best with.
No. We judge it off the tape. The tape tells us everything we need to know.
Yeah, not gonna lie, for me, I'm big on personalities. Like, I'm like, hey, I want cohesion. I want everyone to be vibing. But at the end of the day, the tape speaks for itself. So I can respect game.
You guys been really good at separation, but maybe that's an area where Rome and Dunze could improve. What have been your coaching points with Rome?
No, Rome's looking to play fast, and he's looking to be great at the top of his routes.
Yeah.
He's a bigger body, and so part of what his superpower is the contested catches as well. So I'm not concerned. I think he's making plenty of separation as is right now, and I'm really pleased with what it looks like between Caleb and him, where the ball's being placed, and him being able to torque and go up for the football when needed. So he brings a different element to the offense than maybe what I've been around in the past, and I look forward to sinking into that.
That felt weird to anyone else. It felt a little strange. Not anything like look into. He was definitely defending Rome and talking about how talented and gifted he is. And he mentioned that he has a larger body than some of the other receivers he's had that he's worked with. But I don't know, that felt a little strange. But Rome's in a really good spot being a part of this offense, and he did well last year too. I mean, he had his faults, but definitely an improvement from his rookie year.
Last year,
We don't put it all on one guy, but is Montez capable of carrying your pass rush this season and making it better?
I think he is capable of affecting the quarterback. I think he did that last year. I thought it hasn't been a secret that I thought he played his best season last year,
Yep.
run game and passing game. So I think he can piggyback on that with another really good year. That's what we're looking for from him.
Yeah, I don't. Again, Bears fans, y'all have seen more of Montez Sweat than me, and so maybe to you all, he wasn't up to par. But last year, I thought he played well. I didn't see him as like a major red flag or concern or something or a spot I'm overly concerned about. I mean, yeah, you want to continue to see growth, but good spot for him.
Last two, Pat and Sean.
And last year you guys had the super physical practice that everybody talked about setting the tone for the season. Have you felt that this training camp, or was it not quite as needed given that, half your team is familiar with you and what you?
Yeah, I think we've had some pretty physical practices, and I feel really good about where we're at. I thought it translated to that game. Our physicality showed up week one on all three phases, so I'm pretty pleased with that right now.
And when you have a moment like that with Kyle on Sunday, Grady seemed pretty upset with himself afterwards. I know he's a vet, he's been through it, but do you have a conversation with him afterwards, or what's sort of the?
No, he's a pro. We're all good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yo, I don't know what was in Ben Johnson's water. Maybe he's just not looking forward to traveling, but he was not playing games today. And I think the reporters knew this was a non-BS day. We are not getting the hee ha ha Ben Johnson. He's locked in on making stuff happen, which I'm here for. Like, I don't need him to be hilarious. We got what we wanted. We got a little bit of context on the left tackle position, which I'm always happy about. I mean, we have to see these guys play. Ben Johnson's going to watch the tape, and that will be what gives him clarity. And hopefully we get that sooner rather than later, but health is always going to play a big part of this too. If y'all could, like, subscribe, always appreciate the support. I am curious, to know just how Bears fans are feeling at this point, knowing offensive line is in question, but to me, y'all still have one of the top 5, if not top 10 offensive lines, even with the left tackle position being a bit of a question mark. But it's not because your guys suck. It's just that you actually have some viable options, and some guys are just getting back into game shape after being out for a little bit. So, good stuff, Bears. Until next time, peace out.